Yo, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, I'm bringing you guys another DB replay, but this time, it's not a stolen replay, okay? It's my own replay. I just got done testing Fiendsmith Ryzeal for a couple of hours. It's something that I haven't really seen too many people test or play against. Obviously, I watch DB Grinder. I'm pretty sure everybody watching this video watches DB Grinder. I haven't seen too many people playing this deck. I wanted to try it out. Obviously it's a bit different, but the list itself, obviously it's just like a beta list. I don't know what the correct thing is. Like, I've never been the best at deck building, but I just wanted to play some games with it and see how it's performing. I put the 7 Tachyon in because I really despise this card. It takes up an extra deck spot also while making me put a card from my hand to the top of my deck, which is annoying. So I really hate that card, but I built the deck without the Tachyons, just try to play it without it because like I said, don't like this card. I found that I drew like 10 test hands in just solo mode, and bro, you'd like absolutely need to see a Ryzeal. Obviously that's always been like the biggest thing with Fiendsmith Ryzeal is if you don't see a Ryzeal, then it's really bad. Like if you're just playing with Fiendsmith, it sucks. So you're kind of forced to play Tachyon now, which, like I said, requires an extra deck spot, requires you to put a card from your hand back to the top, which sometimes is fine, but overall I don't like this card. But I did end up putting it in. You guys can see right here I'm going up against Unchained. All these replays will be against Unchained. I just tested with my homie Deontay, so shout out Deontay if you're watching this video. But we were able to take that one down with the help of Fua. So this hand, I open up Sword, Nib, Ice, Engraver, Veiler. So when you draw hands like this, it feels pretty much the same with your turn 1 at least. Even the turn 1, honestly, like if I was going first, you guys will see in some other replays that I'll go over more in depth. I'll just let this one play as I talk about, you know, my thoughts on the deck. And making my turn 1 board, and this setup right here by Deontay is absolutely just crazy right here, by the way. You guys watch this. This setup is insane. So I've noticed, number one, going into a board, it really sucks that you can't just like make Detonator. Obviously you still have Exceton Knight, but the numbers don't always add up for Exceton to work, and then you kind of just don't want to waste your only Detonator into a board. Furthermore, a lot of people are playing Bestials. Obviously Magnum Druisworm are at 1, so there's a lot more Baldrake. So Baldrake becomes a lot better if they have the Baldrake. Then you obviously just lose the Baldrake forever, but then you'll see like hands like this where you just don't draw Ryzeal. Obviously this hand could have happened like pre-ban list, but these type of hands will just come up more often, which sucks. So now talking about the turn 1. The turn 1, when you do actually get to resolve all your stuff, which I'll show you guys, I do have a replay of me resolving everything, and you kind of just don't have a good Xyz to make next to Detonator. It's kind of just like Detonator pass, and if you're able to set up, like if you draw Ice, that's another thing, like 7 Tachyon, like the Ice combos just don't come up as much, because if you have the Tachyon for Ice, then obviously your Xyz locked, which is just terrible. So you get to your Fiendsmith less often when you only draw Ryzeals or ways to Ryzeal. So like it's just Bonfire, Ice, and then obviously all your Fiendsmith cards. But yeah, so when you do get to make your turn 1 board, I'm finding like you just end on Detonator pass with Fiendsmith stuff if you're able to get to Fiendsmith stuff. And you don't, like, there's not a good second Xyz to make, if you guys know what I mean. Like, there's not really. And then here, I just get OTK'd by Deontay. So I'll just play the next replay real quick. Like, it almost makes me want to play 2 Duo Drive. And you guys can see, like, this hand right here. So glad I'm playing the Tachyon, even though I hate the card. Like, I wouldn't be able to get to my Ryzeal without Tachyon. So the Tachyon, unfortunately, you gotta buy it if you want to play this version of the deck. You're gonna have to play it in the deck, but I think it's gonna come up right here. Like, I'll explain it as it comes up. So I go Tachyon for X, but then I realize that's a misplay, because if he stops the Agdumde into the Lacrima, then that would be like really bad for me. He probably would have stopped sequence if he had some type of way to stop Agdumde, just in case he's holding for his turn or something. I realized the play is actually Ice, because I haven't normal summoned, and if he has a way to stop the Agdumde, then I'm stuck with Agdumde on board and X'd in hand, so that's definitely just not the play. It's for sure grab Ice there, and then Agdumde into Lacrima into X Ryzeal, and then overlay those two into the duo, and then duo effect to search. And again, like, I'm not gonna be. You guys will see. So I go ahead and search 2. I search node plus cross. I'm just gonna fast forward. I make twins. I go node effect, send twins, summon back out the ice. Right there, I played into Abystial, but he would have Abystialed any of my Fiendsmith stuff, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't have Abystial. And then here, I'm like, there's no good. This is what I'm talking about. There's no good second XCs for me to make. Like, it's really just the one detonator. Can't make double detonator. Can't make dweller. Obviously, he mentioned like Baguska. Baguska's an option. But here I'm like, no. I should special sword, search ice, and then just put an extra material onto the detonator. Because I'm gonna have to use it for cross, and because ice is a better follow up to make Fiendsmith plays. But yeah, as you guys can see, like when it pops off and everything resolves, it's pretty much the same. Like I said, your grind game is worse. If you get stopped, is worse. Your end board actually is a bit weaker because you don't have the dweller on it. You don't really have a good second XCs to make to detach off cross. So your detonator effectively has one less pop because you're gonna have to use one of the materials off of the detonator to cross negate. So here I do a pretty sick play. He goes thrust, and then I go detonator pop itself, which I was gonna do on whichever next action he did anyway. Obviously I could have ashed the thrust, but I just go chain detonator pop itself, make him set the chamber, and then I go detonate, or I go twin effect, target detonator plus duo, and then I chain Lacrima, target the Agnum Day, and then I was gonna chain Dib on top of that so he can't make Typhon. That was about to be a crazy play. So you guys can see, like when it pops off, it basically does the same thing it did last time. I mean, it's not the worst. I would prefer at least one starter, but he has Ash for the Fua, summon out the Lacrima. Unchained is real, by the way, just to let you guys know. Unchained is definitely real. He goes effect, draw, effect engraver, put back, summon, overlay, make DDD, set 1, Aruha, pop, special. I was gonna save the Ash Blossom for thrust for D-Barrier, as you guys saw in the previous match. D-Barrier just cooks. But I was like, if this resolves, then it doesn't even matter if he has thrust. I just lose anyway, because at this point, I just don't have a play. I'm going to have to top deck a play and imperm the Caesar and hope he has no interruption. Because I can beat the Lacrima here in the graveyard with the Ash Blossom. And I do draw a tract, which I'm fucking crazy for. So effect, summon back out Requiem. Then I summon my own Requiem, summon Lacrima effect. And then effect to equip. And then he goes effect to summon out the Lacrima there. Dump the Paradise, obviously. Then I make Necroquip. Then he goes Paradise on summon. I get to Ash, and I get to draw, which is so nice. Drawing a Duster, which doesn't do anything, but, you know, the draw was cool. And then just attack. I just make the DDD here in defense mode. Definitely put your stuff in defense if you're playing against Unchained, so they can't, like, Crash Technique. Crash Technique is crazy. I let him summon out the Lurie, put him on play 2 Requiem, and if you do play 2 Requiem, I'll just negate the Requiem with the DDD, so that's fine. He doesn't play Typhon, so if you guys are going to say that in the comments, like, hey, why didn't you make Typhon at this point? He doesn't play it. Doesn't play Typhon, also doesn't play Chaos Angel for my opponent, so we'll go ahead and put the third and final replay on here. Oh, actually, it's going to go straight into it. Dope. Okay. So I win the rock, paper, scissors, decide to go first. Open up tracked. I'm the sack king, bro. He drolls, I call by, and then I do regular Fiendsmith combo, equip, summon, and then effect, summon, effect, search, effect, draw. Yeah, that's fine. Draw Nafua, engraver effect, put back. And here I do a risky play. I risk it for the biscuit. I don't just end Caesar trap. I want to get to my Ryzeal stuff, so I say, you know what, I'm risking it, and it pays off. You guys can see he doesn't have a hand trap, so I'm able to go Agnum Day back into Lacrima, normal summon Fua, make the duo. So the deck still functions. That's what I'm saying. Like, the deck still functions. It's just awkward at times. X effect, dump twins, go search, special summon sword, grab ice, and then make detonator 3 materials, attach the twins, pass. He activates the prison, go search. Aruha effect pop. I chained a pop because it keeps him off the body. Prison effect to summon. Yeah. And then he normal summons Lacrima, no effects. If he uses effect, I just pop, but then he has Engraver summon back, and then if I pop, he summons. So I think maybe he should have used the Lacrima effect. I didn't go over these games beforehand. Obviously, I played the fucking game, but I didn't go over them too in depth. I kind of just want to talk about my feelings on Fiendsmith Ryzeal after I, just played it for a few hours. So he goes Soul Effect, pop. I'm like, sure. And then he did something with a Chain Detonator pop itself. I don't remember what it was, but going on to the next game, I open up Engraver, Perulia, Veiler, Sword, Ash. He opens up DDG, Ash Blossom, Droll, Imperm, and Lacrima. So Lacrima's crazy in this deck. Ash the Perulia. Normal summon, Lacrima effect. I let it slide. Yeah, I just let it slide. I don't remember what I was thinking, and it's like almost 11 o'clock at night, so I'm a little bit tired, forgive me. But I wanted to get this video out to you guys because, like I said, I haven't seen too many people test Fiendsmith Ryzeal, and then I Veiler the sequence on summon because Shrivar's at 2, so I don't want to get dodged and cooked. So I draw into X Ryzeal there. I go Tract Effect Search. And then you guys can see if this was like a Tachyon card, I just get cooked on the spot, I'm pretty sure. I get cooked on the spot because I go, yeah, I just don't have a play. I actually just don't have a play. And he keeps the sequence body, so yeah. DDG, oh yeah, we were talking about, he just flipped DDG, and then I was like, well, maybe you want to do your Lacrima first before you flip DDG, so Requiem doesn't get banished if you want to do that. But that doesn't make any sense because you won't be able to use the Paradise anyway under DDG, so might as well just hold it. So he flips DDG, I normal summon X, I special sword, I attack just in case that's a strike. I want to clear the body and get the sequence banished. Detonator effect to attach, of course it's Imperm, and then Engraver, Search Tract, activate Tract into Luri, and then Engraver effect, put back, summon, link off into Requiem effect, I chain Ash because if I don't, then he just goes summon another Engraver, equip the Requiem, effect to send, detonator, attack for 18 plus 18, and then he makes the DDD, and I fold to DDD right here. So have to Ash that, and then attack for 18, sure. And then he still has Paradise, which kind of checks what I have, because I have Tract Engraver, which if he outs one of the bodies, doesn't put up 2 bodies. So I draw the Called By, and I'm able to just go ahead and called by the, I called by, what would you guys call by? What would you guys call it by in the Fiendsmith Mirror? Obviously, it's Desiree. That's the obvious correct thing to do there. And then here, I'm just able to go ahead and make my own DDD, clear his 2 bodies, and then he's on top deck with the Fiendsmith cards in the graveyard, but one of the DDDs does check it. So he goes effect. I obviously negate. And then he goes prison, and there's nothing he can really do with it. If he searches any type of normal summon, he could just set it and pass, but then I just Engraver, send it with Requiem so it doesn't get destroyed. And I just OTK with Agnumde. Yeah, even though this can negate in damage step, something that crashes into it, you just don't want to have to be forced to use your DDD. So yeah, you just summon it in defense. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about Fiendsmith Ryzeal. Obviously, it's less consistent. You have to play worse cards in your deck. But when you do draw those Ryzeal cards with those Fiendsmith cards, it pretty much feels the same, aside from not having a good second Xyz to make on your turn 1 board when things do resolve. When everything resolves, your board feels a little bit weaker because you don't have Dweller on top. Also, going into a board, not being able to just make Detonator into a board, you definitely feel that. Like, you can do that, but most of the time when you do that, you're doing that to force interaction. It just feels a lot worse with the 1 Detonator. So the hits that they did on this deck, you can definitely feel them. Like I said, I don't want to show you guys my list right now just because I don't know if it's good. I don't think it's good. Like I said, I tried it without the Tachyon. It's absolutely not playable. You absolutely need to play the Tachyon, even though I think Droll is going to be very popular at the start of the format because you have to play the Tachyon. Everyone's kind of already assuming Pure build will play Tachyon. Fiendsmith build, I just realized, has to play the Tachyon. So Droll, when you have to start Tachyon or Ascension, is obviously really good. So people are thinking about that. and they're playing a lot of Droll. So there's a lot of Droll, number one. Number two, there's a lot of Bystials because Fiendsmith went untouched. So it's pretty much like Fiendsmith Bystial format. There's going to be, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I can't imagine people's non-engine is not including Bystials somewhere in the main or side. If not, they're playing the full-on Bystial engine with the Lubellion plus the Regained, which, you know, is tough for this deck, bro, because I realize in these games, as you guys can see, like this game right here, I'm leaning heavily on my Fiendsmith cards. I'm up to 3 Tragged. Obviously, I'm on 3 Engraver. So you're leaning a lot more on the Fiendsmith cards. You know, when you got Bystial previously, it's like, okay, cool. Now I just play pure Ryzeal and I kind of just cook. You know, now it's not as simple. You don't always have that Ryzeal. Even if you do, if you have like the Tachyon, you're going down in card advantage. So it's just the hits, you can definitely feel them. But with all that being said, the deck is still playable. I will have to do some more testing with it, which I will do. I'm going to do more tomorrow. So yeah, let me know if you guys want the list, I guess. Like I said, I'm not confident in it, so I'm not going to show it. But you guys can see like a little bit of it here. But if you guys want the list, definitely comment, like the video. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, let me know if you guys have been testing Fiendsmith Ryzeal. Let me know about your build. Let me know about how you're thinking about approaching the deck, all that good stuff. Yeah, let's just get a conversation going down in the comment section below. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. Drop a like on the video. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly helps out the channel. Leave a comment, all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy the games.